Hello and welcome to Week in Weird. My name is GiBi and we're going to be going over some of the most absurd videos from the past week. We're going to start with a horror story out of China. COVID-infected hamsters in pet shop trigger animal cull in Hong Kong. Keep your hamsters inside and don't kiss them, authorities warn. So several hamsters tested positive for COVID, so now they have to kill 2,000 small animals across various pet shops in Hong Kong. The city, meanwhile, has been grappling with an outbreak of COVID-19 cases caused by the Omicron variant. It's unclear if the pet store cases are linked, and if they are, if the employee was infected by the hamsters or vice versa. But Hong Kong authorities say they can't exclude the possibility that the hamsters spread the virus to the employee. As such, they aren't taking any chances. So there's been a law that is halting the sale of hamsters and other small animals like chinchillas in Hong Kong until further notice. That means that there's going to be black market hamsters. Meanwhile, people who bought hamsters in the city since December 22nd must undergo testing. If their pets test positive, they must go into quarantine. A Hong Kong health official said, "If you own a hamster, you should keep your hamsters at home. Do not take them out." Who takes their hamsters out? The only time I've ever heard of someone taking their pet hamster out was the Hampshire guy who took his to a local park and then flew them up on a drone. This reminds me of a story when COVID first started where they had to kill a bunch of livestock and then they buried them all in this mass pit, like in this shallow grave. And then it rained a lot, so all these dead, what were they, minks? Yeah, this was the story. This is from May of 2021. Zombie minks slaughtered due to coronavirus are rising from mass graves. This next story was sent to me by Gruff on Twitter. I'm actually going to skip past the headline and I'm going to tell you the story as the article lays it out. A man entered the post office at 11:30 a.m. seeking to withdraw a weekly pension on behalf of another man. This is taking place in Ireland, by the way. Staff at the post office informed him that the pensioner would have to be present in the shop for any money to be paid out. A short time later, two men entered the post office accompanied by a third man in his 60s. The two men appeared to have attempted to withdraw a pension on behalf of the third man, who appeared to be propped up. A woman who was in the post office at the time became suspicious of the man's movement and alerted the staff. Staff immediately contacted emergency services and no money was handed over. The two men then allegedly left the man's body at the scene in an attempt to flee after suspicions were raised. An ambulance crew arrived shortly afterward, and the man was declared dead at the scene. So yeah, they really Weekend at Bernie's this pensioner to try to fraud the government out of his money. The man is believed to be 66 years old and a resident of Pullerton Road near the post office. A local woman whose daughter witnessed the man being carried into the post office said that people thought the man was having a heart attack. "She was leaving my house at the time and said the man looked unwell as his feet were dragging the ground," the woman told the Irish Independent. She added that there was a queue outside the post office at the time of the incident. "It's a small shop and you're only allowed 3 at a time with social distancing. People were in shock as they thought he was having a heart attack." Mayor Carlo Ken Murnane said he was absolutely shocked by the incident. "I cannot believe anyone would do something like that. It beggars belief. I'm just shocked," Murnane told the Irish Independent. Local councillor Fergal Brown said the incident was very upsetting for everyone locally. "You couldn't make up what happened," Brown told the Irish Times. "It's unreal." Now, that's basically the tagline for this channel. Speaking of stupid decisions that beggar belief, M&M characters redesigned for a more dynamic, progressive world, Mars announces. M&M's iconic characters, 6 different colored lentils, each with their own personality, have gotten a modern makeover for a more dynamic, progressive world, Mars said Thursday. The redesign is focused on creating a sense of belonging and community, as well as spotlighting the characters' personalities, rather than their gender. They're already just different colored candies. How can you be more diverse and progressive? I'm sorry, dynamic and progressive. Unless M&M is admitting that they've been coding the different colored M&Ms to races this whole time, I'm not entirely sure what they could possibly be getting at here. The most notable changes include the green M&M's redesign, which will exchange the white-heeled go-go boots she was given in 1997 for cool, laid-back sneakers to reflect her effortless confidence. Mars has received criticisms for the green M&M's sexy characterization. Have they? Have they actually? From who? The green M&M will also be better represented to reflect confidence and empowerment as a strong female and known for much more than her boots. She was always known for more than her boots. She also has eyelashes, that's how you know she's a girl. The green M&M and the brown M&M will have a more friendly relationship. This is the dumbest thing I've ever read. The two characters' dynamic will have them together, throwing shine and not shade, the company said. The two characters have sometimes been at odds in advertisements, but they have also been seen as friends, or more than friends in others, like this viral tweet from 2015 showing the two holding hands at the beach. In one sentence, they have just said that it's bad that these two characters are sometimes at odds, and that if they really wanted to be progressive, that they would always be friendly, which does not actually mirror the real world and is extremely offensive to, like, all people, and should especially be offensive to, like, you know, women. And it also said that if women are holding hands, then they're lesbians. I think lesbians might have some ideas about that. The orange M&M, who has an anxious personality, will embrace his true self, worries and all. But the orange M&M shoelaces will now be tied to represent his cautious nature. According to Mars, the orange M&M is one of the most relatable characters with Gen Z, which is the most anxious generation. So there actually is some board member at this company saying, how are we going to reach the kids? And his answer is the orange M&M. The red M&M is going to be less mean. It doesn't say anything about the yellow one. The yellow one is just, like, overtly supposed to be unintelligent. I guess it's still okay to mock stupid people. I have no idea what the blue M&M's personality is. Please do not quiz me on M&M lore. I don't know it. Although that might be an interesting video topic. Let me know if you want me to watch every single M&M's commercial and come up with some some deep M&M lore. And our final story for today, I always like to save, like, the least appropriate stories for last, in case the kiddies want to click off. But I couldn't not talk about this. Final Fantasy Rule 34 video smut shocks Italy, surprising artist. Okay, so this is gonna have a lot of context. Okay, this character on screen right now, that is Tifa from Final Fantasy. Final Fantasy VII had a remake not too long ago on the PS4, so now you get to see her in all of her HD 4K glory. In case you're unaware of what Rule 34 is, it comes from a very old 4chan post about the official rules of the internet. Rule number 1 is don't talk about 4chan. This comes from Fight Club. Really, there's only a handful of rules that anyone ever, like, actually still talks about, like Rule 21, Pixar, it didn't happen. Rule 42 is nothing is sacred. Rule 63 is that if there's a male character, then someone will make a female version of it, and vice versa. And Rule 34 is that if it exists, there's porn of it. So, some guy made some porn of Tifa from Final Fantasy VII, and then this happened. So this is the Italian Senate meeting, and they're on Zoom because of COVID. So you got an Italian lady talking about official government business, and then their Zoom feed gets hijacked. I'm obviously not showing what's happening here, but that sure is Tifa getting railed by Cloud. The guy then pauses it and scrolls through his Discord server, which has a lot more porn in it, and finds other videos of video game porn. And then we cut back to the Italian lady. Oh, she's like giggling, but she sounds so upset. So that lady was Nobel Prize winner Giorgio Parisi. Giorgio Parisi. A user by the name of Alex Spence entered the chat and Zoom-bombed the Senate by playing a pornographic video of Final Fantasy VII Remake's Tifa Lockhart for a short period of time before he was disconnected. According to Italian news sources, one of the senators has reported the crime to the authorities, and she hopes to see the people behind this attack face the law soon. That's fantastic. Thank you for watching. You can follow me on Twitter at GIBI_Devin. And let me know in the comments if you want me to learn more about M&M lore.